Hey there, welcome back to the channel, R53 Classics. Today is a bit of a boring one. I'm hoping you can hear me. We're just going to do some maintenance, oil change today. The engine's been in the car now since February, late February, early March, and the car doesn't do a lot, but it's done about 3,500 miles, so it's time to change the oil. So we're going to change the filter as well. Now the problem is, of course, you've got to get this off to do that, but first of all we're going to drain the oil. Now this car has got a slightly different drain plug because it's a 14mm. I don't know, I think the standard one might be 13, but anyway, we're going to hop under the car and go and do that. Right, just having a quick look at the sump plug. I don't know what's on it. It doesn't look like metal. It is, or is it? And when you pull it off, it's definitely stuff that's sticking to the magnet. So it must be metal, one would have thought. Can't see as you wipe it off. There's nothing really showing up on there, so I don't know what it is. Let me pull this up a bit. There we go. Right, so this is, as you can see, this is an aluminium sump plug. It's not a standard one. I didn't buy this. This came on the engine that I put in. So M14 by 1.5 thread. Just read that. Nice big magnet on the end of it, and a hole across the nut. If you are into that race mode where you want to run a wire, safety wire through, that's a bit too fat to go through. But it does go through. So yeah, so if you want to run safety wire you can, but that's all fine, it's all looks good. Right, so as you can see, still dripping off a little bit. We might just leave it sit there for just a few minutes, let it drip out, and so we can try and get to the filter. We'll have to keep this oil catch underneath, so we'll be down here a little bit further where the filter is. It's a bit of a nightmare to get to, and it's also finding something the right size. So let's see if we go and find the right tool, and then we'll try and get that off. Right, yes, not the best tool, but it's all I have, and it should just be enough to get on there. And okay, as you can see, these aren't tight, so please, if you're doing these things, yep, full filter, don't over tighten it. Oh, not quite enough. Let's give it a little bit more of a tweak. Might need a bit more, because obviously we've got the oil seal. I don't know if you can see much in there. Hang on a minute, let me try and get that in a bit deeper. There we go. joys of not having the right tools is you get to do it the hard way. So you don't need to see me undo this, so I'm just going to undo this and then we'll come back to this in a minute. Right, we can hand loosen that now, and I've got one of these. It's a special oil mat. Hang on a sec, I'm going to tear it off. Don't need that much. So these are really good for soaking up oil. I'm just going to lie this down over all the stuff under here to try and reduce the amount of oil mess when this thing comes out. Not convinced it's going to work completely, but it's worth a try. So now okay. Got another one here. Sorry, there you go. Right. Let's see if we can pull that. Can we pull that tray up? Oh, we've definitely lost a bit of oil and missed it on the ground there from when this came out. Right, be back in just a second. I'm gonna I want to get that out so I can pour the oil that's remaining in there into that. To do that, I'm going to put the sump plug back in and pull that out. So I'm just going to do that. Right, well, while we are waiting, because obviously we've released the pressure of this, there's actually a lot more oil coming out from under here. I don't know if we can. There's still. It's yeah. Before we seal that back up, we'll just let it drip for a little bit longer, and we'll pop out. You get a new gasket, rubber gasket. This will go around here, the seal here. Make sure you put some oil on this, because the last thing you want is, as you tighten this up, for this to sort of slip, slide, twist and come off and not seal. New filter. So as you can see, rubber seal at the bottom. So it's going to go in that way. I think what we'll do, while we can't empty that oil, let's just pull this out. Another thing people like to do, if it's not an engine you know, is to go through and just open some of these up and see if there's any particles. You don't want to see them here, because then they'll have been through the oil pump, but it's always good to just check. Can't see anything. Right, I'll put that back in there. There's quite a bit of oil in there. Right, now we've got a little hook. We can grab that, pull it off. There we go. Now, there's nothing really wrong with it, but you've got a replacement, so we're going to use the replacement. So we'll get a bit of dirty oil. Right, we will give this a clean. Probably need to tip the rest of that out first, but let's have a quick look underneath and see how we're going underneath. probably can't see, but we're down to a very small dribble again, so we're gonna give that a wipe clean. Give that a wipe. Always going to be a bit of extra oil, but let's get that back in. We'll give that a little tighten. Again, this is, we don't need to put massive torques into this. Remember, it's an aluminium nut, so it shouldn't have to be over tightened. Right, now let's see if we can clean up where the rest of that oil went. Okay. Yeah, let's pull this out and see. Yeah, got a little bit of it. I think most of it still went out down there somewhere. Went slightly different direction. So let's just see. Probably won't be able to see too much, I don't think. You won't be able to see much, obviously, because my hand's in the way as well. But we're just going to rub this around a few places down here. There's nothing like when you've done this. You drive away and the car stinks of burning oil. Alright, there's a bit of oil still I can see in the filter housing there. Just going to try and get as much of that soaked up as I can. Mainly because obviously we don't want dirty old oil in here. Still more coming. Right. Alright, let's get this out. Lovely stuff. And we'll tip that lot out. And we'll give this a bit of a clean. Right, still a bit in the bottom there. And get this in there. This is really good at, as I said, really good at soaking up oil. Much better. I don't think we'll quite get every single drop out of it, but that's not too much of a concern. As long as we get most of it out is the key. Much cleaner. Right, there we go. If you can see in there. Right, I'm going to put that, I'm going to get a bit more oil on that O-ring, and then we're going to pop that back in. Right, so this is the filter. The rubber bit sticks out because that wants to seal down in the back. The this bit here is a tight seal around this. So that should just, you have to, oop, you're not going to see that. We're going to push that in. Push it in firm. So that, there we go. So that's nice and tight. That's all the way in. Right. After cleaning this, I'm now putting some old oil back on it. Right, let's go and see if we can put this back in. Looking clean in there. So we'll take it down like this. Spin it around. Right, so it feels like it's in place, but obviously the last thing we want to do is wreck the thread on this. So I like to sort of pretend I'm undoing it till I can feel it click off the edge of the threads. And then just slowly, easily work its way back in. There we go. So we've got into the O-ring, and I just need to it is slowly going, but I think we might employ the spanner. Right. Right. I have something at the Right, we're just about there, I think. Let's check. Yep, all sealed up. So the hex is not far off, it's literally a very small turn. Definitely tightened up and sealed. Right, I'm just going to put the camera down so I can just try and give it a little nudge, but that's pretty much where I expected it. This was pointing not directly up at me, but it was pointing up here, so all good. Right, after everything's back in together, the important bit, stick some more oil back in. Give that a, make sure that's clean. There we go. Right. Now I'm specifically not showing you what oil I'm using because it's always a topic of discussion. I'm not using what I'd normally use today. and also there's many different thoughts on what you should or shouldn't use. So what I'm using is not a rule of thumb. It's not necessarily, it's not what you should use. Please work out what's best for your engine. Obviously many themselves recommend Castrol. I think the important thing is it's obviously this is fully synthetic. It's was it C3 rated? I'm looking at the wrong side of this tube and tell you that. So there's a couple of things that you just need to make sure of. As for the upper and lower numbers, again, depends on where you are. It depends on your environment, how old the engine is, a number of other things. Please look up. There's lots of information out there to work out what you think would be best for your engine. Right, well, I'm going to stick all of this in. I want to make sure that let's see. Oh, good. Well, it's only a couple of litres, so we'll definitely stick some more in. So it's quite ACEA A3V4. How can I use in CF? Yeah. So whatever you're using as well, remember, as I said, don't put everything in to start with. What do we got? Because you don't want to overfill it. So first things first, we actually want to get this car flat on the ground. This probably won't register anything at the moment. Not that you can see it either, but just take the dipstick out, give it a bit of a clean. But I doubt whether this will register anything yet. But if you haven't stuck enough in, nope. Car's now on the ground. I'm going to stick a bit more of this in. How much have we got? Nah, more. Bit of wind. It's not where we want the oil to go. Now we're looking. I still think we've got more to put in. Let's just see if we've got anything registering yet. Yep, we have actually. Very good. Might. Yeah, very good. That's good. Right.
Ready then?
Yep. According to the dipstick, there should be enough in it. Right, next test, we'll pop the car on. Just make sure no oil squirts out somewhere. I think we're good underneath. Now, and just for the record, this is a 5 litre and we've put in about 4.5. Everything seems right. We'll just have another quick check of this. Now that we've moved some oil around the system. Because that's the thing, because we had the filter out, the filter wouldn't have been full. So starting the engine up, we've filled the filter up, so it might be a little bit messy there. Let's have a look. Yeah. So I think. Oh, come on. Yeah, so it's only because we've put now more oil in the system, we're a bit shy. So let's get a bit more in there. Look at me, I never clean my engine bay. Me? Right, let's get a little bit more in there. Don't want lots. Again, we'll just do little bits at a time. There we go. Perfect. Right, let's try that again. So this will be the end of this this will be the end of this short episode. Just changing the oil. Most people probably do this. Not a difficult one, but typically if you have a standard bung, it's probably best to just buy another one. If you don't want to do that, at least definitely please buy a new copper washer, the compressed washer down there, much better. Yeah, so very quick, but the exciting news is, if you remember back who've seen the engine episodes, please jump and have a look at them if you haven't already. But so the engine that was in this car is about to be delivered to the engine guy, my engineer, and we're going to go through a process of understanding what we're going to do. So definitely open up the head a bit. We're investigating bigger valves, what we do there. Definitely looking at cams. Current thought is the Cat Cam 469. So we'll see how we go with that. Obviously we go down that road, that's going to require a tune. But yeah, we're on the way. Hopefully we'll bring that episode to you very shortly, and we'll introduce you to my engineer who works on all sorts of engines. Anyway, look forward to seeing you in that episode. Take care for now.